This story comes from a real question sent to the Let Me Pull Your Coat podcast, and it starts with a phone call that no parent ever forgets. Before we get started, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share this true story with everyone you know that may be going through this same ordeal. Be sure to tell us where you are listening from. Now, back to the story. 5 years ago, a 17-year-old girl called the police on her own parents. Not because she was being harmed, not because she was in danger, not because she needed protection. She called them because she needed a distraction. Her parents did not know that yet. All they knew was the front door opened and uniformed officers stepped inside their home like the air itself had turned cold. The lights were too bright. The living room felt too small. And every question sounded like an accusation. The mother's hands shook as she tried to explain. The father kept swallowing hard, trying to keep his voice steady. Their daughter sat there with the face of someone practicing innocence, quiet, patient. And while the police asked questions, she waited for the moment she had planned. Because the truth was not in the living room, the truth was in the back hallway. A backpack already packed, a phone already charged, a ride already arranged. She was not asking to be saved. She was trying to escape. When the officer's attention shifted, she slipped out. No goodbye, no note, no hesitation, just the door closing softly behind her. And then she vanished. At first, her parents did not even realize she was gone. It took a few minutes, maybe 10. But when her mother called her name and got nothing back, the house changed. The officer stopped asking questions and started giving orders. Check the back. Call her phone. Does she have friends nearby? Does she have a boyfriend? That last words landed heavy because her parents had suspected something. Not a real boyfriend. Not someone from school. Something and someone online. Late night texting. Secret calls. Laughing at messages she would not show anyone. The screen turned away when they walked by. They had argued. She had yelled. They had warned her. She had called them controlling. And now, in real time, the warning was becoming reality. The police confirmed what the parents feared. This was not a teenager who ran down the street angry. This was a missing minor. And then the next fact came. The boy was not 17. He was 24. And he had a history. The kind of history that does not show up in a teenager's fantasy. The kind of history that only shows up after you have already been harmed. Her parents sat there stunned because they realized something terrifying. She did not run away in panic. She ran away on purpose. She met him online months earlier. It started soft. Compliments. Attention. Messages at the exact moment she felt misunderstood. He told her she was mature, different, special. He told her she was not like other girls. Then he said the line that has destroyed families for decades. Your parents do not understand you. That is how grooming works. Not loud, not dramatic. Slow, patient. A whisper that becomes a belief. By the time she called the police that night, she did not think she was lying to the officers. She believed she was escaping a prison. In reality, she was walking into a trap. The first few weeks were torture. Her parents slept with the phone beside them like it was life support. Every unknown number felt like hope. Every silence felt like loss. They searched. They called friends. They called relatives. They contacted anyone who might have seen her. Then rumors started. Someone saw her in another city. Different hair, different clothes, different energy. Not the same child who left home. The boy had moved her. Isolation is part of control. Her phone number changed. Social media disappeared. And then that silence is not empty. It is loud. It sits at the kitchen table. It rides with you in the car. It stands in the doorway at night. Months later, a message reached the parents that did not feel real. They heard she was working the streets. They did not want to believe it. They argued about it. They denied it. Because when you are a parent, your mind tries to protect you from facts your heart cannot hold. But then it got worse. They heard she had been arrested, selling her body. The same girl who used to sit at the kitchen table doing homework. The same girl who once asked for permission to go to the mall. The same girl who needed reminders to bring her jacket outside. Now being processed like a statistic. 17 when she left. 18 when the arrest happened. Legally an adult. Emotionally, still a child. And the boy? Nowhere in the arrest record, because by then she was the one being charged. That is how exploitation often ends. The person who was manipulated pays the public price. The person who used them disappears into the background. 4 years pass. No calls, no letters, no apology, no explanation, just silence. And parents living in a state of suspense that few people understand. Because grief with no body is a special kind of pain. They do not know whether to search or wait, whether to forgive or hold boundaries, whether to prepare for a call from jail or a call from the morgue, and that uncertainty creates a loop of self-blame. Did we push too hard? Did we miss something? Should we have locked her down tighter? Should we have trusted her more? Parents replay old arguments like security footage over and over, looking for the moment they could have changed the ending. But here is the hard truth. At 17, she made a decision, a dangerous one, but she did not make it alone. Influence, manipulation, pressure, control. And when she turned 18, the law stopped seeing her as a child. But trauma does not follow birthday calendars. If she is still alive, she may be carrying shame so heavy she cannot face home. Pride keeps people away. So does fear. So does addiction. So does the possibility that someone still has their hands on her life. So what should the parents do? First, remove ego. This is not about who was right. This is about survival. Second, open the door without forcing it. A message through every channel possible. You are not in trouble here. You are not disowned. You can come home. No lectures, no punishment, just safety. Third, document everything. Every message, every rumor, every location, every date. Because if she resurfaces and there is evidence of coercion, that changes everything legally. Fourth, prepare for two realities. She may call tomorrow, or she may never call. You cannot control that. But you can control whether she knows the door is unlocked. Now here is the consequence, not the legal one, the emotional one. When a child weaponizes authority to escape structure and runs toward fantasy, reality collects interest. The streets do not negotiate. Online charm does not equal protection. Freedom without wisdom becomes exposure. And sometimes the price is years. Sometimes the price is trauma that takes decades to unpack. If she returns, the work will not be punishment. It will be rehabilitation, therapy, boundaries, structure, rebuilding trust slowly. And if she does not return, then the parents have to find peace knowing they did not lock the door. Because regret is heavier than forgiveness. You cannot save someone who is determined to run. You cannot compete with fantasy when youth believes it is invincible. But you can leave a light on. And sometimes, that is the only mercy you can offer without losing yourself. This story was inspired by a real question sent to the Let Me Pull Your Coat podcast. Subscribe for more tales from the Let Me Pull Your Coat podcast. Because every action carries consequences, and sometimes redemption is the last thing standing.